Coming to this stage right now is the host of the Comic Talk podcast. He's from Sacramento. Give it up for Jesse Rivera.
Woo, how's it going, Chico? Heard of you guys. I'm from Sacramento now. I've lived in Sacramento for the past 8 years. But I grew up in Bakersfield, California. Ever heard of it? Yeah. Google meth. It's the first thing that comes up. Yeah, Bakersfield is meth what Northern California is to weed, you know? Like, when you graduate from high school in Bakersfield, they give you a job in the oil fields in a meth addiction, right? A year later, you can opt out for an opioid addiction. But Bakersfield, there's so much meth in Bakersfield that even a big dude like me could have a meth problem, you know? And here's the cruddy part about being as big as me and having a meth problem is when I was in the throes of addiction, no one ever looked at me and was like, you guys think Jesse has a meth problem? It never crossed their mind, you know? And even though I showed all the telltale signs of a meth addict, right? I was always borrowing money, I disappeared for 3 days at a time. I lived in Bakersfield. No one ever said, Jesse, do you need help? I think you have a meth problem. Right? But then one day, I was like, I got to get help. So I just kind of staged my own intervention. And all my friends were together, and I stood up and I was like, hey guys, can we talk? I have a problem and I want to talk to you guys about it, right? And they're like, oh, of course, Jesse, what's going on, man? What do you need to talk about? And I was like, guys, I have a meth problem. And they're like, meth? How are you doing your meth? Are you eating it? Are you sprinkling it on your Cocoa Puffs? Does your dealer cut it with sugar? How are you doing your meth? And, through the help of a lot of friends and by myself, I was able to kick that meth addiction back in 2005, man. And I'm over that, And, stop applauding, because I still got a bunch of other fucked up things going on. Something's funny. I don't know if you've noticed this, right? This is what happens when you stop doing that. And, but the other day I decided I wanted to do something about this, And I went to my very first Weight Watchers meeting, And it doesn't look like anybody here has ever gone to Weight Watchers. You guys are gorgeous and slim and fit. But I went to my very first Weight Watchers meeting the other day, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was terrified. I was scared. Because there was 5 of us on that elevator. Going up to the 2nd floor. Right? It said maximum capacity, 1,500 pounds. I looked around seriously, the younger ones could take the stairs. But we got in there and we sat down and everybody was nervous, nobody was talking. It was super quiet. Have you guys ever been in a room that's so quiet you could hear the lights buzzing? Well, this room was just like that, except it wasn't the lights you could hear buzzing. In this room, all you heard was nobody was moving, but the furniture was still moving, you could hear the furniture asking for help, help! Get him off! But I'm going to keep going back. Because, last year, I dated a girl that was a lot younger than me. And, yeah, right? And that's what I said. I was like, woo! Yeah, and, but I was having trouble keeping up with her, if you know what I mean, more than 2 rounds. And one day I should have known I was in trouble. It's one day I came home and she was on the ground and I thought she was having a fucking seizure. I was like, dude, what's going on? And turns out she was just going hard on her Kegel exercises that day. And I wasn't ready, And the next morning she looked over at me and she was like, babe, you think your doctor would say it was okay for you to take Viagra? Right? I looked at her, I was like, babe, my doctor doesn't think it's safe for me to take the stairs. I don't think, she's like, well, can you ask because? I was like, okay. We don't need to get into the whole because. I think I know why you want me to take Viagra. So the next time I went to go see my doctor, It was the end of the visit. Where the doctor lets you talk. He's like, all right, Jesse, you're not going to die today, but anything you want to talk to me about? Any concerns you have? And I was like, yeah, doc. You think it'd be okay if I took Viagra? And he looked at me and was like, how about you start with some stairs, buddy? And I was like, all right, if I start taking the stairs, can I work up to Viagra? And he was like, okay. So the next time I went, I was like, doc, I took the stairs up here. He's like, Jess, it's the second floor. I was like, well, what the fuck do you want? I was like, you gonna give me the Viagra or what? Shouldn't have to leave me. And he looked, he's like, all right, Jess. And he went over to his cabinet, right? And he got a packet of Viagra. And he started walking back over to me. And as he started walking back over to me, he stopped sounding like a doctor. And all of a sudden, he sounded a lot more like a friend who was about to give me a real powerful edible. Like he handed it to me, he's like, look, Jess, I'm going to give you this, but don't take the whole thing. Take like half and see how you feel. Better yet, take a quarter of it, Jesse. Take a quarter of it and call me, tell me, you know how to take it off. Guys, before I knew it, I was microdosing Viagra. Now, we were having ourselves a good old time. Sometimes we get a little crazy, and I told him about my food, I shave off a little bit of it and snort it. Dude, one time it drained just as we both, never mind. Togetherness, And so then one morning, she got a little bit needy. And unbeknownst to me, I think she wanted a quickie, so she put some Viagra in my coffee. And unbeknownst to both of us, I got called in early to work that day. I work in IT, An hour later, I was like, man, Ganesh smells good today. Come here, bud. We have stand-up desks, And my boss walked in, he's like, hey, Jesse, you got, I'll come back, But, so one day I was out of Viagra, right? And my girlfriend wanted to go to dinner, and we went to Sizzler, and we got the salad bar. Oh, we did it up, right? Sizzler salad bar, you know what I'm talking about. And have you ever had a meal that's so good, like you just want to go to sleep immediately? Well, we got home, right? And I was tired, and she was like, babe, you gonna? I was like, all right. I was like, how about I just go down on you? And she was like, okay, sure, right? So I'm doing my thing, right? And then, guys, I fell asleep while I was going down. Right? But here's the thing. Does anybody here have sleep apnea, right? So I have sleep apnea, right? So if I fall asleep on my side, I'm good. Like I sleep through the night, right? But if I fall asleep on my stomach, I do this thing where I'm like, right? And then I did the thing where I woke myself up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be in trouble. I looked up and she's like, shh, go back to sleep.